Anyone who speaks Japanese completely fluently and you're not a native Japanese speaker and you learn Japanese as an adult, I have unlimited respect for you. I have so much respect for you that literally, if you ask me to, I might just get down on my knees and give you some slop. That's how much respect I have for all of these people who learn Japanese to an extent where they can just interact with the natives, boom, 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 and fire off a conversation surrounded by a bunch of Japanese people who are speaking in slang and using a bunch of words that you might not have heard before, or they're speaking quietly or extra loudly or making jokes relating to the culture, because that is so hard. And I'm so far away from that. I just had a wake-up call, a rude wake-up call that I kind of was fucked up about for a couple of days. I was feeling kind of bummed out. Basically, I was showing my friends around from the States who were visiting here, and we were going to a bunch of different restaurants, meeting people, etc. We went to this one sushi restaurant where the guy there wanted to talk to us, wanted to ask us where we were from and stuff. Obviously, I started speaking to him in Japanese. He's like, "Oh, Nihongo desu ka?" Like, were you raised in Japan? Ah, Nihongo mai ne. Your Japanese is so good. At first, obviously, it's easy for me to sound good because I'm just saying stuff like, oh, yeah, whatever. I lived in Japan for a couple of years. I went to Japanese language school. And then after that, I entered into university. So it's pretty easy for me to have those conversations because I've had them 500,000 times. And I do them every single time that I meet someone in Japan. But it's crazy because even now, I feel like I'm hardly any further than I was like 2 years ago, because I was able to basically do that like 2 years ago and feel like pretty fluent at it after I graduated from Japanese language school. And I remember thinking, like, it feels like even though I've already passed the N2 and I'm pretty sure I could pass the N1 if I took it, I'm not really interested in taking it. It feels like I'm only like, I don't know, 50% of the way up the mountain from beginning Japanese to complete fluency, or like toward like not native, because you're never going to be native, but like around that level where you can kind of interact with native speakers and just mingle with them in a Japanese context, maybe surrounded by 4 to 5 Japanese people. So anyways, I was sitting there at the sushi restaurant and this guy just like keeps trying to like talk to me and have conversation with me. And I'm just noticing, even though I'm like kind of getting along and I make it work, I still have to pause here and there to think of, what's that word again? Oh man, how should I put this? Oh, did I use the right type of keigo here? And it's really frustrating because when you even pause for just a second, the people, like the Japanese speaker, like, or the Japanese person, notices, okay, so this dude's not totally fluent. And, that's obviously just natural. That's just going to happen. But the issue that I have with it is whenever they notice that you stop, and I'm not faulting the person for this, it's just kind of what happens and it's frustrating. They realize, you're not totally fluent. And then they always change up. They pause a little bit. They try to maybe help you. They try to shift into some English. And it's like, that's nice. I really appreciate that you're trying to speak some English to connect with me. But I mean, let's just be honest. Even though I'm not totally fluent in Japanese, your attempt at English probably isn't going to be anywhere near as good as my attempt to speak Japanese with you. And then they always do this thing where they try to like speak some basic English to you. And then the whole conversation is awkward because you don't know which one to stay into. And you can clearly tell that they're switching up to speak easier Japanese to you or to try to speak into English to you. And yes, anyway, it's just kind of frustrating. But I had that experience last week and it's like, bro, holy fucking shit. I haven't had, for whatever reason, I don't know, I haven't had an interaction like that recently that really frustrated me. And I feel like, geez, I've been studying this shit for 4 years, or only over 4 years now, because I studied a little bit in the States before I came here. I went to Japanese language school. I took extra language classes, supplementary classes when I was in university. And I'm studying Japanese pretty much every single day. I'm immersing in the language. I'm talking to people in my gym. I'm talking to my barber, etc. And even still to this day, I'm having so many interactions where I just like fuck up one word, or I pause, or I, say something wrong. And then people always stop and they're like, and then they feel this is the issue. I think this is the issue. It's because I'm still haven't passed the point where I can have a smooth conversation with someone and not make them nervous. The thing is, when you don't speak perfect Japanese, they get nervous. They start feeling like they can't be normal around you. And I'm not blaming these people. I'm not faulting these people. That's just kind of how it goes. That's how the Japanese people are. They don't want to be rude, so they're always trying to help you out. They'll like I said, they'll try to speak some Japanese to you. they will try to speak in, or they'll try to speak some English to you. They'll try to speak in easier Japanese to you. They'll try to help you out. And then you feel like, okay, so I really can't hang out with this person just like I would one of my English speaking friends or something, because when I hang out with them, they realize my Japanese isn't perfect. And then they try to adjust. They alter their behavior to accommodate me. Kitsukao. Kitsukao. It's like in Japanese, there's this phrase for that, which means basically that you're spending energy trying to make the other person comfortable and you're not being 100% yourself. And so in my current state, at my current level of Japanese, I can't hang out with people in Japan for the most part without them feeling like they need to accommodate me. And if I can't do that, then I can't have really true, genuine relationships, at least with most Japanese people here. It's still difficult. And this is something that even 1 year into living in Japan, 2 years into living in Japan, I thought I would be past this. I remember being frustrated at this at that time and feeling like, oh, fuck, like, I have these Japanese friends and they're so nice. They're so cool because they go out of their way to hang out with me, even though I really can't hang out with them like they can with each other. But it's so nice that even then they still invite me out. But don't worry, I'll be past that soon. Now it's like 2 years after that point, and what do you know? I still feel like that. Now, of course, my Japanese has gotten better. Of course, I've stayed consistent with my studies, but even at my level, which is so much more proficient than I was at that time, I still haven't passed that hump where I make Japanese people feel uncomfortable hanging out with me because they feel like they need to accommodate me. And that's really frustrating. And I'm trying really, really hard to stay motivated, to stay on it, especially since I'll probably be leaving Japan soon. Obviously, there's no part of me at all that actually is going to give up learning Japanese. Obviously, I'm going to stay on it. But it's just that, one of those things, it's up and down. It's constantly a roller coaster of emotions, feeling like one day, wow, my Japanese is great. The next day, wow, my Japanese sucks. I should give up. But this is why it's important for everybody to remember it's always a journey. It's a lifelong journey. It's not some type of shit that you're just going to speed run, because I bet for most people watching the video, not everybody, but for most people watching the video, you're not studying as hard as I am. You're probably also not living in Japan and immersing as much as I am. And you're expecting to be fluent within like 6 months. And if you have that mindset, you're probably just not going to make it. It's not going to work out for you, bro. And I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying probably change your mindset from this, okay, yeah, how do I be fluent in 6 months? All these grifters on YouTube tell you this is how you reach conversational fluency in 3 months. Yeah, it's not possible, bro. Give that up. I don't care if you have 180 IQ. You're not going to be able to do it. Just lock in, make it a part of your life, make it a routine, and study it a little bit every single day, immerse a little bit every single day, and then you can maybe achieve fluency eventually. But man, that day is going to be so nice when I can actually hang out with my Japanese friends and completely relax and just feel like I can be one of them. Because right now, even now, 4 years into living in Japan, I still feel like I'm that gaijin that people feel like they need to accommodate when I'm around. They need to change the way that they speak. They need to use some English. And that's really, really frustrating. But one day, without a single doubt, I will pass this hump. I will break through that wall and I will become fluent. Put your money on it right now. Let's go. YungjamesYT@gmail.com, guys. Hit me up.